Hey there, lurkers. What do you think about free TV, microvision? Hey, let's talk about Tesla. And Scott, 4 habits to live longer.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. So, let's lurk. So all of those things you just mentioned, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. There's certainly not going to be any sort of catches or, I guess, microprint that we really need to have. Our legal team vet.
No.
Nope. Nope. It's above board, on the surface, looks good. So, thanks for listening, lurkers.
See you later. Here's a free TV.
I like free TVs. I like free stuff. Who doesn't, right? I really look forward to it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I really look forward
Communists?
Oh. Well, I mean...
Is it just because they get it a lot?
No matter what they make, they give it away. So technically, yeah, communists love free stuff.
Okay. So if you love free stuff, you're a communist. That's what we've decided. We've decided it right here. Scott's
you
a
heard
communist.
it here. You heard it
Commie
here.
Bastard.
I'd say first, but the right's all over that one. So, Willy,
Ooh.
what would you give up for a free TV?
A Klondike bar?
Anything else?
I would give up for a free TV.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, see, the problem is if you give something up, then it's no longer free. Then you've given something in exchange for a wait a minute.
That's so
wait a
very
minute.
interesting that you would bring that up. Because there is this company called Telly, and it was created by Pluto TV. Maybe you've heard of that. It's not a planet anymore, but apparently it is a television station. They're going to give you a smart display, a smart display, a sound speaker, and a small mini display for free.
And the main display is a 55-inch 4K HDR TV.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a good deal so far, right?
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Nothing, never.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. Nothing in life is free. The caveat that this TV has is right below the TV is a speaker, a soundbar.
Uh-huh.
And right below that is like a screen that's about a third of the size of the television. Same width, just not as tall. That will have ads constantly running on it.
Now. Hold on. You could have things like weather. You could have sports alerts, a stock ticker. It's only really the bottom right corner has constant ads when you're watching the TV.
But
because Scott, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're right. It's that fine print that we talked about at the beginning, folks.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not watching the TV, some people own that really nice frame television from Samsung that looks like a piece of art hanging in your room. Well,
beautiful.
This is just,
I would love one of those.
This is just a different type of art, according to Telly. One that is a constant stream of commercials into your house 24/7 when you are not watching it.
Because when that TV is off, it's not off because it might play you ads.
It is never off. The TV cannot turn off. Ooh, and bonus, you know how we've talked about starting up an OnlyFans?
Sure.
Yeah, well...
I have feet for OnlyFans.
Yeah, and I have a philosophy about that, like when it comes to myself, if I'm going to get naked, I'm not giving it away for free, right? Somebody's got to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So... there's this one small little, how do I put this nicely? Okay, I can't put it nicely. It's basically Big Brother has permission to watch you 24/7 while you are using this television. So there's a camera. There's a small little camera right on top. And when you are watching the television, you have signed away an agreement saying that you are allowing this company to monitor you whenever they choose, for however long they choose, and the content you're watching.
So the Verge has an article about this, and I just want to read an excerpt for the lurkers. It says, equipped with a camera and microphone and paid for by the brands that show you ads, having a telly in your home has clear privacy implications that might go beyond the tracking used by Vizio, Roku, LG, and others. On its viewing and activity data policy, Telly says it may collect information about your audio and video content you watch, the channels you view, the duration of your viewing sessions, along with information about how you interact with the TV. Now, going further down, there's this, you have the right to opt out of sharing your viewing and activity data.
Which is great, right?
But, unfortunately, that means you will no longer have access to the services and must return the television. If you opt out and do not return the TV, Telly will just charge you $500.
Yeah.
So we're saying that this is a 55-inch, $500 TV.
Okay.
That's what a free TV is worth.
That's right. So let me ask you this. Are you taking the free version
hard
or do you want to pay
in front
for
of the
it?
TV the whole time? I'm hard in front of the TV 100% of the time.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Would you be the person that would assert dominance and just say, you know what? I'm only going to watch one thing on here. And I'm only going to interact with the TV in one way.
I'm watching Teletubbies in the nude on Viagra.
No yucking of yums. No yucking of yums.
Oh, wait. You're right. The only thing I will wear is my leather jacket. Everything else is the same.
Keyword jacket.
I don't know. There's no way. I think $500 is worth getting a device that gives me at least some semblance of privacy.
Yeah, I mean, I can spend $500 and get a TV that just listens to me, and doesn't have direct stream into my crotch.
Or your twins, if you will.
Yeah, twig and berries.
Speaking of big old ball sacks here, we've got to talk about 1 and 2 coming together this week. There has been some tension.
Okay.
Some real tension in this. What I'm talking about is Microsoft's purchase of Activision.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks ago, it took a step backwards, and this week it took 2 steps forwards. So for those uninformed, Microsoft reached out and said, or put out a deal to buy Activision after they were going through a tumultuous time at Activision Blizzard, where essentially there was a ton of like internal strife, layoffs, some cases of sexual harassment by upper management. Not great, not a good vision here, and Microsoft decided to swoop on in there and try to buy them up. Well, a couple weeks ago, the UK said, no. It's the CMA, Competition and Market Authority.
The Country Music Awards are overstepping here, Willy.
So Keith Urban, really against this, said, no, we are not doing this. On the other hand, the EU, which I would argue has way more leverage over the UK at the moment.
They used to. The UK is separate.
You still think they don't have leverage? Did you see?
Brexit happened.
Did you see the coronation of the king?
You can't deny it. Unlike the U.S. election, Brexit actually happened.
Oh my God. Scott's been saving that since 2022.
Here you go.
But it looks like we're one step closer, and the U.S. is going to rule on this sometime in September. How do you feel? Do you want this to happen? Do you not want it to happen?
What I really don't want to happen is have Xbox and PS fanboys, people yelling at each other in our comment section. I mean, love you, but at the same time, I'm biased. I am an Xbox
Yeah.
owner. I am a Game Pass subscriber. So I absolutely want this merger to happen. I'm not thinking about the long-term consequences on the entire industry as a whole and how it might affect people's jobs or, the entertainment section. No, I just want to play Diablo for day one.
This is just a purely selfish choice.
Yeah, I just want more games that could potentially be, hits for the Xbox because if we're just looking at all things being equal, PlayStation has had the top
All of them.
best games for the past 10 years?
Yeah, God of War, The Last of Us.
And Microsoft hasn't been able to hold a candle to anything.
They've had Halo post Bungie.
But that's it. And they said the games are coming and, we'll see what happens later on this year with Starfield and 10 years from now
The
when
last
Elder Scrolls
time
6 comes out.
The last time, Scott, I heard somebody say they were going to come that much and not pull through, I'm fine. It never came. It never did. I couldn't do it.
I disagree. Sony comes all the time. It brings the noise and the funk, and it causes the neighbors to pound on the wall to keep it down up there. Whereas poor Microsoft just can't even have a girlfriend.
I don't know. I'm hopeful that this will create some level of competition between Sony and Microsoft because really, if you look at the gaming industry, the console gaming industry, it's not even close. It's PlayStation then Microsoft as far as those platforms and first party titles go. And I think that this provides them some really needed leverage.
I would agree because when you say it's PlayStation then Microsoft, it's not like PlayStation written out left to right, Microsoft written out left to right. No, it's PlayStation written out top to bottom. They have this much, and then there's Microsoft.
Yeah, they have 70%, something similar to that.
Jeez, it's ridiculous. And for us users of Xbox, you could say just go get a PlayStation, and yeah, that'd be fine and dandy. But that's just playing into the hand of the juggernaut. That's making all the arguments that are going through the UK and are going through the EU right now invalid.
Is there a franchise? It could be a movie, a book, TV show, something that could be adapted into a video game. Go the other direction, right? We always want video games to go into movies or TV shows. But what's something that Sony could pull out of their database and say, this is it, this is that game?
Criminal Minds.
It's all reading.
Listen, what is the hottest thing in podcasting today? True crime.
Talking about serial killers.
That's
True
right.
crime.
Why isn't there a video game series about being some fancy detective? There's probably several JRPGs, which aren't as popular as main AAA titles, but why don't we have a detective game where you're just walking around trying to solve grisly murders? People would eat that
because
up. Think about the fan base, how it would expand.
Oh my God. We would never see Girlfriends and Wives ever again.
Can I watch something on the TV? No.
I
just found a clue. I'm this close to cracking the case.
Oh man, I'm sorry, but if you ask any WASP mom, you would say that all the games right now are just prepping kids for shooting guns.
And it's been that way since we've been kids. So come on,
and,
let's not focus on how we got to the murder. Let's focus on solving the murder, Sony. What do you say?
Come on, Sony. Criminal Minds, the new game, the new big franchise. Can I just say, speaking of things that has legs, I want to tell you a tale. A tale of driving an electric vehicle.
Oh, not one that's old as time?
Hundreds of miles. I don't want the mouse to come after us, okay? Which leads me to realize I was wondering why there wasn't this week.
Is it because
writer's strike?
Oh, well, yeah, we talked about that last week.
But we didn't talk about that one. We talked about all the other.
It's a late night talk show.
I know. And it makes sense. It makes sense that they'd be out there. Anyways.
If we go back and listen to last week's show, there is a section where I say, hey, here's a swear word from Finland. And then we talk about some other things. And 3 minutes later, Willy goes, ooh, I found a swear word from Finland. It's the same exact thing that you said. And it means this, which is also what you said.
I'm an episode behind in my mind.
Willy, before you get with this next story, I just want to bring something up here. So Microsoft and Activision are trying to merge, and the EU just approved this really, really big thing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. And
cool. You should tell me all about it. I hate you so much right now. You're a dick. At first, I was like, "Wait, is this a new thing? Is it a new trending story?" Bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
That's right. So tell me about your favorite auto manufacturer. I feel so
my
I feel so bad for
Uncle
you.
Elon.
Yeah,
yeah.
He duped you. He got you.
So. Nobody has keyed my car.
Thankfully,
poured red paint on it yet. Picketed me. Listen, so far so good. But I just want to tell you this story
about a man named Brady.
About I needed to get from the Twin Cities to northern Minnesota, a 3.5 hour drive.
3.5 hour tour.
So I had spent a week planning out this road trip because we need to be able to get all the way up to Virginia, and then we had to cut across Minnesota and get to the North Shore so that we could stay at a hotel.
You probably had to do some real finagling of charging stations.
That was my fear. How am I going to be able to do this? Because if you get in a regular car, you're fine. The United States is set up to benefit you. Me, on the other hand, I charged 2 times on the way up. We charged at a gas station.
Surprising.
Ironically enough, it has an EV charger.
Hey, progress.
Charged at a Tesla charging station. Got to like 80%. Got up to Black Bear Casino.
Did you win big?
Charged for I went poop.
Oh, okay. Also,
that was nice.
Also good. Probably smelled like smoke, but you gotta go. You gotta go.
Charged for probably like 25 minutes. Had enough charge. I was at 70%. I'm like, all right, great. We're going to drive. We're going to get to Virginia. We'll be at 30%. And then I'm going to plug in to a charge point charger. This is another one of the big brand names that are out there.
Is this the one that the U.S. wants to roll out everywhere?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
Minnesota doesn't have that. This trip takes so much thought process to plan the time, the distance, all of this stuff. Everything was working out without a hitch. Charged at all these spots. I was up there for a funeral, and we have just enough charge to go across and pull into the hotel at 25% charge.
That's how many miles roughly? If you had 25% charge, how far could you get?
60 miles.
That's pretty good.
It's not that bad, right? We get there. And it has a bank of charging stations at this hotel, and I'm thrilled. I looked it up ahead of time. I knew that there was going to be plenty of charge stations.
That's cool.
I was like, this is going to be wonderful. My family was thinking that this was going to be a pain in the ass, and I'm like, guys, this is going to be easy. So then I go to plug my car in. Doesn't charge. Go to the next plug it in. Doesn't charge. Go to the next one, plug it in. Doesn't charge. My partner, she starts looking up what the error code means that's showing up on this little charger. I then pull out the rudimentary wall plug version that's in my trunk, and I'm like, we're gonna go old school. We're gonna plug it in like this. It's gonna take forever and a day to charge. I go to plug it in. It doesn't charge.
Did you ask the hotel if they could try turning it off and turning it on again?
Yes, that's exactly what they did. I am full on. Is this hardware? Is it software? Or is it my environment? I'm looking at everything, man. I don't know how to solve this. I'm falling apart Because at this point, I am almost 4 hours away from home.
And that's for
I'm
for
in
those
northern
playing
Minnesota.
at home. For those playing at home, that's more than 60 miles.
Yes. So, Hail Mary pass, last possible way to get this to work, and I start searching where is the nearest Tesla charger, because that's the only thing that has worked this entire trip. I can't go back to where I came. I don't have enough charge. So I find one in a city that will put my car at 0% charge.
So you would be like just rolling. Hopefully it's downhill to get to the charging station.
I'm not sure what happens at 0. I'm not sure it keeps rolling. I bet the car just stops. Full on, locks the tires, things turn off.
Yeah.
I crash into Lake Superior. I'm dead.
Or somebody crashes into you because it's like, nope, we're done.
The sky opens up, the sun comes down. I made it to this charger with 5% battery.
So you didn't.
By the time I got home, I got this error message. Says your AC charger is not functioning. You can only charge on DC power, which is a Tesla supercharger.
So like everything you were trying to do up until that point just wasn't going to work anyway?
The way up worked fine, but every single thing I would have tried down, like all the hotels, everything, failed.
And they're all on AC. Well, that's a very interesting story. I am glad you made it. I cannot relate because I'm just a jealous gas guzzler over here. But thank you for alleviating my fears of having any sort of trip anxiety, because I'm just going to drive my car until the wheels fall off, I guess.
I'm just going to say, I tell you that story to say that I feel like Lewis and Clark, that I get to be at the edge of the final frontier, exploring the possibilities of EV cars here.
I thought
in Minnesota.
I thought you said you felt like Lewis and Clark because you stopped at a casino.
Oh my god.
Well, it doesn't sound like that's a good feeling to have when you're in an EV. Sounds like it might be taking some years off your life to just be in that constant panic.
I think that reference took some years off my life. Now, thank you for bringing that up, because today I read this thing that said 4 morning habits of the longest living people in the world.
I'm just going to guess. I'm going to guess before you tell me. I have not read this article. I did not click on the link. Louis Capaldi taught me anything. Do not click on the link. Habit number 1, never have a dog. Habit number 2, never drive an electric vehicle. Habit number 3, don't leave the European Union. And habit number 4, just buy a TV. Don't let somebody give it to you for free.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. This first one, it's called Find Your Ikigai.
My what?
It's Japanese. Somehow, I'm getting myself in hot water for everything I say in this episode.
Okay.
Why
just
do I
keep
do
going.
this to me?
I'm not going to make you say it again.
Okay.
Just keep going.
So, the Japanese concept of Ikigai, I did it to myself,
It's gross.
is about discovering
So
what
gross.
sparks your soul and leading life with purpose.
Oh.
So, if you're not sure where to begin, this neuroscientist says how to tap into your inner magic. It usually starts by embracing 5 pillars. Start small, accepting yourself, connecting with others and the planet, finding joy in the little things, and being present.
Could have just said, be present.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Number 2.
But you're telling me to go find some pervert Just a pervy Japanese
Oh
guy.
man, that was a deep cut. That was a deep cut pun, Scott. I haven't seen your pun ability in a while, and that was it.
All right, what's number 2?
Don't skip a healthy breakfast.
Ooh, I am gonna die.
Here it says, one woman, a 105-year-old living in California, swears by starting her day with a healthy bowl of slow-cooked oatmeal.
Eating breakfast. Slow cooked
Listen,
oatmeal.
I had a slow-cooked Egg McMuffin today.
I usually have a slow cooked donut. Okay.
But this one, Scott, you're gonna die. You're gonna die as a young man. I don't know if you're making it to 50 with this one. Enjoy a cup of morning coffee.
Listen. Next episode, not this weekend's episode. Next week we're gonna talk about final arrangements. Because I don't know if we're gonna make it to what episode are we on? We're not gonna make it to 400.
No. So here it says, people that live in each of the 5 blue zones savor their morning cup of coffee. The American Heart Association found that consuming coffee, caffeinated and decaf, was associated with a lower risk of total mortality. So I don't know, man. Maybe you can find yourself some decaf and just, have a little bump in the morning.
Sounds like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
And one I know is impossible for you to do is say something nice to the first person you see, your wife.
Hey,
it says a Harvard
hey, icky guy.
What's up, bitch?
You don't look as bad as everyone says.
Oh, man. Okay, but it says a Harvard study shows that behaviors are contagious. So if you do it with your neighbor, it's likely to come back to you.
I'm sorry, come again?
Icky guy says do it with your neighbor. Scott, there you go.
Oh, man. Won't you be my neighbor? Okay, so to recap, everybody out there, if you want to live to be at least 105, you have to find an ikigai. Don't skip a healthy breakfast. Enjoy that morning cup of joe. And do it with your neighbor.
Perfect. No notes. That's our show, you lovely lurkers. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Rate and review wherever you lurk.
We appreciate all of your love and support, so remember to be kind to each other, and we will see you this weekend.